What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Descapens, and today we have some very fun news. I bought a new microphone, and we're just gonna test this out and see how this works. Do leave the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. I have kind of been getting some news that I tend to talk a little quiet, and so I have tried to shout, but it has been more of a strain on my voice. So I was like, you know what? Let me invest in the channel. Any investment in the channel helps it grow, helps it have fun, and that makes me the big happy. So, here's the situation. Recently, I have been reviewing a lot of fountain pens, and they have been quite a bit of fun. But to forget our roots, to forget ballpoints, to forget the things that got me into pen collecting would be a big bummer. And so I was kind of thinking about a video recently, and there's one pen in particular that is very unique, arguably a little bit boring, but still a very important pen and a great milestone in just human technology in general. And there have been a couple of videos done on this beautiful pen. And because of this, it kind of put me in a strange situation. I was like, well, I could sit here and be a parody of those videos and go over some of the history and kind of talk about it and, kind of have some fun. And I did do that at first, and I thought it was kind of interesting, but I felt like I was a copycat. I felt like I don't know. There was just a feeling of existential regret afterwards. I was like, this just isn't right. This isn't what it is. I need to make this more original. And then I went to my stockpile. I went to my collection, and I started to think about it, and I was like, wait a minute. I have a lot of different versions of this pen and a lot of different pen bodies and a lot of different fun colors. Why not make a video off of that? Why not show it to these wonderful, wonderful people? And today, that means we are going to go into the big crystal. Booyakasha. The one that started it all. No, I'm totally kidding. This did not start it all. But it did start it for ballpoint pens. So first up, I'm going to go a little bit into the design here. So the guy who created this pen was none other than good old-fashioned Marcel Bic. This big pen, its design, one could argue, is pretty much perfect. You have this beautiful cap to kind of protect the tip. You drop it, it's plastic. You don't have to worry about scratching it because it's kind of like it's both invaluable and not very valuable at all. It's a very strange paradox that this beautiful pen finds itself in. Yeah, but we got the little Bic logo right there. I've had this one for a long time, as you guys can see. Got this really nice cap. This one writes in black. We have this hole right here. A lot of people wonder what that's for. And so kind of going into the refill, I don't have to pull it out because we can all see it right there, except for maybe this little part. Show that to you real quick. Now, boom, we'll snap it back in. It's like you can see it, but it gets a little distorted kind of at the plastic taper, so I'm like, why not? Anyway, so this beautiful pen. As you can see, you have a bunch of ink right here, so you can kind of see your ink level, which is super, super helpful. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the mic a little bit. Anyway, but the question is, why is there this hole right here? And I kind of wondered that for a very long time. As you guys can't see it, it's right there. The reason why it's there is because in this refill, there is this thing called capillary action, which is basically, you don't need any thickener right here, but pretty much the ink is just kind of getting pulled up near the tip. And so, yeah, it's just not flowing back down for whatever reason, which is kind of cool. And to be honest, I saw it in one of the videos how they were talking about capillary action, and I kind of forgot what that was. So I greatly apologize for that uninformed guess, one could say. But anyhow, but the reason why this is in here is because as the ink slowly kind of drains down, more air can come in here and pretty much go up this part of the refill, so as to basically keep the air pressure at a good solid room temperature. No, I'm just kidding. So as to keep the air pressure well and fine and handy and dandy. So yeah, just to keep it regular, to keep it normal and stuff. Anyway, but so we are looking at this crystal, but we are also looking at a few other Bic crystals. specifically this crystal, and this crystal, and this crystal, and this crystal, and these crystals, which are probably the most interesting out of all of them. But anyway, so we're just gonna go over it. I'll do a little bit of writing, very little though, and in all honesty, do I want, yeah, okay. Sorry, I have a really big notebook for reviewing right now. It's a giant 5 subject, so I'll just do a little bit of writing right here. Bic crystal. Honestly, a very, very smooth ballpoint pen. All things considered, it's like it definitely writes well above its price point, even though, it's even though it is like $2 or whatever, it kind of writes like it's $10, which I think is pretty cool. Anyhow, yeah, forgive me for the bad handwriting, but that's just how that is. So, we have this one right here, and this one writes in a 1.0 millimeter, which is pretty cool actually. And I think it's fairly nice and stuff. And now that I realize it, we are going to be comparing a lot of tip sizes. So I think that in fact, yes, we will bring this back. Bic crystal, 1.0 millimeter. There we are. Okay, cool. So boom, we have that one right there. This one is very clear, and this again was the original. This was the guy who had it all figured out. I have him in every color, but probably the 2 most common colors is the black and the blue. Where is the blue? Do I have it near me? Hang on. Hold up. No, I do not. But that is okay. Wait. Hold up. Nothing? Nope, here it is. Boom, there it is. That is pretty cool. Oof, there we go. So we have this amazing and very, very cool crystal, and then boom, we have this crystal in blue, and it's very, 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 very fun. And these are the originals. These guys got it all started. They're highlighter resistant. They are oil based, just really good ballpoint pen inks. And this right here gave way to a lot of other great ballpoint pens that we all know and love today. Everything from the simple Zebra F701 to the Mont Blanc Meisterstück 146 Masterpiece Le Grand. I realized I just said masterpiece twice and I didn't need to do that, but that's okay because it was in 2 different languages. Et bien voilà. And so yeah, so we got this right here. And they just gave way to a lot of things, and so I have a lot of great appreciation for them, right? So yeah, moving on. Got these guys. If you want to get into some fine writing, you have these beautiful Bic crystals. This is in 0.7. I used to think it was 0.5, but nope, it's 0.7. And I'm like, oh, okay. So here we go. Bic. Man, it really has been a minute since I've written with this pen and also through a camera. Boom. As you can see, it, aside from the L that's clearly a little dramatized right there on the 1.0, we can see that just in general, there is less size right there, right? This is just a very nice kind of thin point right here. If you're kind of into that, then that is cool. Good on you and go for it. Yeah, and so here's just a little comparison. This is 1.0. This is 0.07. In fact, I'll go ahead and just kind of I'll leave them open. And then tip down right there so you guys can kind of have a look at them. Moving on to the next one, we have ourselves a beautiful Bic Crystal Soft, and this for a long time was actually a pen that I was just madly in love with. Only thing is, it was in black. Do I have it in black? Yes, I do. Boom. This one right here. I love this sucker so much. This isn't the exact one because the exact one I had, I think I actually wrote with it all the way and then I threw it out. But anyway, Yeah, Big Crystal Soft. And for some context, the reason why it's called that is because it actually holds the same refill and tip point as our beloved Big Crystal round stick grip. These guys are pretty much the same size. They have the same refill, they just have very different pen bodies. So it depends if you kind of want a more rubberized grip and something that's kind of roundish. That's cool, but if you'd prefer, this kind of nice hexagonal shape, if you're used to pencils and you want to stay that way, then boom, we have that right there. So, okay, let me go ahead and just write with it though. I'm going to put this over here. Big crystal. We're going to go up. Whoop. Hey, buddy. There we go. Uh-huh. And this is 1.2 millimeter, which I think is kind of cool. We will lay that right there. Yo, this is gonna make a good thumbnail, let me tell you guys right now. So that's pretty cool and everything, right? But to be completely fair, we can still get very unique with it. And this one right here is something that I bought it when I was in Belgium for a little while, and it's something that's very interesting. I have not seen these over here in the U.S. I don't even know if they offer them, but they certainly should because they're actually quite cool and quite special. I have this in 3 different colors. I originally had it in all 4, but the blue one I gave to my mother, and that is the Big Crystal Grip. And of course, its claim to fame is the fact that, it has a really nice rubber grip right here. Candidly, I actually think this rubber grip is pretty good. I do kind of feel like this sucker right here is a little bit better. If I'm just keeping it real, I guess I kind of like some of the contour, some of the variation right here. I like that it's a little more guided. And the point in general is honestly going to be a little bit better. So while they aren't here right now, I'm not going to say that we're missing out necessarily, just because, I don't know, they're a very unique spectacle. Big crystal, wait, right? Am I right? Yeah, okay. Big crystal. Yeah, a really nice pen. One drawback though, the posting, not the best in the world. When you first get it, you can post it a little bit, but over time it'll just wear down. I guess the cap is just kind of trying to hug this a little bit more, which is fine, right? But yeah, that's just some kind of the way that it is, And as you guys can see, I used up a little bit of ink on there. I really need to get through a few more crystals because I got like a lot of them. Some of them though I actually have gone through, but anyway. So boom, there's that one. And then and also let me just show you these ones. Come on now. Oh yeah, here's a Big Crystal Soft in like 1.2 millimeter, just a red one right here. Super cool. Yada yada yada. Anyway, so let's go ahead and just show you these two real quick. These are the crystal grips. This one is in green. This is probably my favorite green pen in the whole wide world, which is kind of weird, but I actually do enjoy taking this and writing with it very often. I think it's actually a really fun pen. And when it gets worn down and eventually dies, as all things do, I'll be very sad. And as you can see right here from the step right there, I actually almost once stepped on it, and it was a really sad day for me. I was in Belgium and it fell out of my shirt pocket. Actually, I don't remember fully how that went down, but something like that. And yeah, it just fell out, and like I kind of almost put one whole foot down on it, but I caught myself like mid-step. But yeah, it was a very tough day for me, As you can see some of these cuts right here, right there, and then right there, because the pressure must have been coming from up here or down here or something. But anyway, yeah, and then of course we have this red one. Very cool. our final guy is going to be the broadest tip, and arguably, uh, I think this is the one that I write with the most out of all of these tips. As you guys know, I do really appreciate broad tips, and I really think that this thing is underrated. I think that people ought to pick them up and give them more of a chance and stuff, right? Because I think some people kind of just figure they're like big and tacky and all that, but really, I think it's really well done. And real quick, big crystal grin. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry about that, gang. There we go. Grip. Wait. Cool. This right here is the big crystal 1.6 millimeter, and I have been going to work on this pen. I really enjoy this pen. There is a little bit of skipping, if I'm just being honest with you. I don't know why that is. I have noticed that as a bit of a trend, though, with the exception of the Papermate profile. For some reason, I feel like broader, excuse me, I feel like broader nibs, wow, fountain pens on the mind. I feel like broader tips get a little bit skippy with the ink, and that's just kind of weird to me, if I'm just being honest. So here we go, big. Oh, but you see it's so smooth, and that just makes it all worth it. 1.6 millimeter. Boom. Oh, that's so smooth. It's shocking how smooth that is. And let me just show you what it looks like next to its to the next size down. Look at how it just dwarfs that thing, because it really does. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Here it is to the standard. See that? See that? It's crazy, man. It's crazy stuff. It really is nuts. But yeah, I think that that's really fun. I think it's really cool. And yeah, overall, I really love the crystal. I think the crystal is just a really great pen. I think that, if you're kind of looking for something interesting, something, a little more narrow in the tip, or something super broad that just gushes ink, and if you're also looking for something that's really affordable, I really recommend the crystal. I don't think that you can go wrong with it. And granted, as somebody who has quite a few pens, I will admit that, I do not use a crystal every single day. I have a lot of different kinds of ballpoint pens, fountain pens, gel, rollerball, and look, they might be a little bit smoother and everything, right? But there is still something just powerful about the crystal. There's something powerful about its design. There's something powerful about its history, and the fact that this pen really did change the world, because there's this one YouTube video out there, and I keep saying that I'm gonna link things. I'm actually gonna make sure that I actually link this video down below. But it gets into the design, it gets into the history behind it, and it shows how powerful a pen can actually be. Because the literacy rate, I think worldwide, went from like 30 to from 30% to I think like 85% or something like that, just through this pen right here, just through this one, because suddenly writing was affordable and reading was affordable. You didn't have to save up for like a Pilot Custom 74, right? You didn't have to save up for a Parker 51. You had a pen, this pen, and you could make all kinds of stuff with it, and there really is just something powerful about that, and so this is a pen that, even though it looks tacky and cheap, and even though people may not give it the time of day, even though people are kind of using it just so they can upgrade to, the next thing when they're, when they finally made it, right? It's like, this is a pen that should always have your respect, I think, anyways. Because, the history to it, the design, Marcel Bick, you're a good dude, man, seriously. Like, this invention really is one of these things that just changed the world. It did. It's great. It's best-selling. And yeah. Anyway, I'm not trying to get up on a soap opera and lecture you guys, because, nobody wants that. But I do want to express my respect for this pen because it's done a great job out there, and so again, this is probably the cheapest thing out there. So go out, grab them today, and just make your life happen, man. Have fun with it. Alrighty, this is your boy Descapens signing off. Um, yeah, yeah, and we're approaching 400 subs. Just want to say thank you all for that, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Love you guys.